Namo Doi Savarigantanam, Namo Doi Savaridanam, Namo Doi Savahiriyanam, Namo Doi Savajayanam, Namo Doi Savatrikalavati Savanam, Omkaramindu Sanyupantyam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Okshadam Jai Omkaraya Namo Namo, Mangalam Bhagavan Viro Mangalam Uttamam, Mangalam Kunsundari Vijendra Mosu Mangalam Namasamari Sadari, Svanubhutya Jakasti Tik Sohai Bhavaya Sarvaha, Vivaha Yusnidata.
और अंततः शुद्धता की पूर्णता करके प्रभु अनंत काल के लिए
ओम अमोलोय सर्वत्रिकावर्ती अनंताणम, ओम अमोलोय सर्वत्रिकावर्ती सिद्धाणम, ओम अमोलोय सर्वत्रिकावर्ती आर्याणम, ओम अमोलोय सर्वत्रिकावर्ती उज्जायणम, ओम अमोलोय सर्वत्रिकावर्ती श्रावणम, एषो पंचनमुक्कारो सर्वपावपणाशनो मंगलालंच सर्वसिं परमं हाय मंगलम। ओंकारं बिंदु संयुक्तं नित्यं ध्यायन्ति योगिनं कामदं मोक्षदं चैव ओंकाराय नमो नमः। नमः समयसाराय स्वानुभूत्याचकासते चित्स्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावान्तरच्छिदे अज्ञानतिमिरान्धं ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। तीर्थंकरो जगन्नाथजयवंतवर्तो ओंकारनाद जिननो जयवंतवर्तो जिनना समो शरणसौ जयवंतवर्तो तीर्थचार जगमा जयवंतवर्तो नमो ये तीर्थनायकने नमो ओंकारनादने ओंकार संगरुतेने नमो ते श्री कुंद कुंदने अहो उपकार जिनवरनो कुंदनो ध्वनि देवनो जिन कुंद ध्वनि आज्ञा अहो ते गुरु काननो अहो ते भगवती मातनो जो अचलने अनुपम गति पामेन सर्वे सीधने वंदे कहूँ सुत केवली भाषित आसमय प्राव्रत अरे हूँ एक सूद सदा अरूपी ज्ञान दर्शनमय करे कहीं अन्य ते मारू जरी परमाणु मात्र नथी हरि जम नेत्र ते मज ज्ञान नथी कारक नथी वेदक हरि जाने जकर मोदय निरजरा बंदते मन शने ओम श्री शुद्धात्माने नमः। Jai Jinendra. Let me share the screen. Share screen. Share screen. Okay, so what we have is today is December 2nd in India, and I'm in a city called Koba, which is a kind of outskirt of Ahmedabad, and one of the person that I really respect him, he's Dr. Soneji, named as Atmanandji, and he has a beautiful ashram over here, and one of my friends' place, I'm talking from there, and so here we are. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And Nikhil, welcome to the meeting over here. That's very good. Nice seeing you. Good. Okay. Nikhil is my nephew from Muscat, you know. Oh, you are in Baroda? Okay, that's very good. All right, very good. Jai Janamota, my brother.
Jai Janamota.
Yeah. Okay, so basically what we are doing is we are doing Swadhyay on basic Dravya Gun Paryay, basic substance, attribute and modes. And so here we are, we have some of the slides, we have gone through it. And I'm sorry, last week technical problem was there and I was not able to join here, so I'm sorry for that. So here we are, let me just put the slides on first and then we can just go through it. Okay, what we did, we went through substance, that what is substance called and how it is and everything. We went through quite a few things, and basically knowing the substance, Substance is collection of attributes. And as we said before, attributes are not like a rice in a bag. One bag is there and lots of rice particles are there. So the attributes in a substance are not like that. Attribute and substance both are integrated in the form that they are interdependent. And if you take one attribute out, that means whole substance will be gone. So substance and attributes are indivisible form. Okay, so knowing that one, what are the benefits do I get? Come on, this is some of the thing that we are talking about, but do I get any benefit out of it? Yes, I'm getting benefit. We talked at great length about the first benefit that we just went through in detail about soul. They are infinite. Then matter particles are infinite times infinite. And then this samai means the smallest part of a unit of time is third infinite. And then fourth infinite was smallest space point of the space. Then fifth infinite was attribute. Sixth infinite. So we went through quite a few things, knowing that one mode, one modification, one samai, one paryay has it's so much power that it can know everything in a pure form. It can know everything from past, present, and future of every substance of the universe. And that mode has a capacity. I think there is some noise coming from somewhere, so if you mute yourself, then it will be good. If you mute it, then it will be better, so no disturbance comes. So that one mode alone has an extreme capacity. And I have infinite modes within me, past, present, and future. And I'm that kind of a soul substance. So I have, 1 second, let me put this mute. Nikhil, I think noise is coming from your place. Can you put your, can you mute yourself so that way disturbance is not there, please? Okay, thanks. Okay, so that way, I'm full of energy, full of information, full of everything. Infinite properties are within me, and I just feel the grandeur about my soul substance. Mane atmani mahima utpan thai se. So I say that if I have that much amount of capacity, I'm the greatest of the great. So that was my first benefit. Second benefit was, once I know I have all these things within me, then my attention from other alien objects per padarth of the universe, it starts getting diluted and gets away. For example, this is my house, this is my car, this is my family. All those things are way secondary because they are not part of me. Then my body is also secondary because that's an alien object per padarth. Thereafter, my senses, physical senses, they are also part of my body, so they are alien objects. Then material karma, they are already matter particles, so they are not part of me. Then my rag and dvesh, my inclination of attachment and aversion, they are within me. But as we talked before, that because they are within me, I'm the owner, but I don't like them. I need to throw them away. For example, I have an abscess on my hand. That abscess is on me, but it needs to be taken away. It needs to be thrown out. It needs to be surgically removed. So same way, inclination of attachment and aversion, they are also to be thrown out from me. Then one mode for one samay, mode for one moment, the transient thing which arises and disintegrates, originates and disintegrates. I'm the eternal soul substance. I don't have any transiency. I mean, transience is there within me, but I make them way secondary, so they are not part of me. So these kind of things, that I become indifferent to all those things. That's a second benefit by knowing the soul substance. Then we are talking the third third benefit. I think we have gone through this slide. So, oh no, I think, let me just see, where are those slides? Okay, benefit number 3 now. This is number 2. Okay, benefit number 3. What do I get? Collection of attribute is known as substance. That's our definition for substance, right? So what benefit do I get by knowing this fact? Well, one ends up knowing that by taking refuge in this eternal true nature of the self, he'll be able to acquire enlightenment and further to liberation state. I am the eternal soul substance. I have eternity within me. I was never created. I will never disintegrate. I am there forever. The gold which is present in the mind, and gold which is present in ornaments, gold which is present in the Canadian maple leaf, 99.9% pure gold. All those things are gold, is a gold, period. Soul is a soul, period. So this eternal soul, when I look at it, when I bring my attention to the eternal soul substance, then I get enlightenment. What does enlightenment means? Means when my attention from all the alien objects of the universe is taken away, now I'm directing attention to my soul substance, then the pariyai, the modification coming out will be pure, and the pure modification is called enlightenment. And ultimately, further purity occurs, and complete purity of that mode, that is called liberation state. Purity of mode means I get supersensuous bliss. I get bliss from within. My soul is loaded with bliss. I never looked at it. But when I look at the eternal soul substance, then I perceive the bliss, and that's what I'm looking for it. Those are the things that enlightened persons, they are looking for it, they are experiencing, and the omniscient Lord and liberated soul, they are engrossed in that eternal bliss, supersensuous eternal bliss. And that should be my aim in the life. This human life is only the one in which I can obtain that eternal bliss. The heavenly angels also, they thrive to, they are thirsty to become human beings so that they can put their attention to the eternal soul substance and get engrossed, and then ultimately go to liberation state. Here I am. I'm the human being. I have 5 senses. My mind is there. My intellect is working. I understand those things. What more is required? Taking my attention from alien objects of the universe and bring it to my own self. That's all I have to do. Since time infinite, I have kept my attention on alien objects of the universe. Maru dhyan par padartha par se. I just have to bring it to my own self. So let's see what it says. So he removes his attention from alien objects and draws attention to the eternal soul substance. And that's all you do. This leads to right faith, means enlightenment, and ultimately to the liberation. So that's my third benefit, I get it. So now, as long as I understood, so now question comes up, what is this attention bringing to the soul substance? What does it mean and all the thing? Number one. from what so we have to analyze some fact. What perspective one does not have difference with the liberated soul? We keep on saying liberated soul, Siddha Bhagwan, Aryan Bhagwan, omniscient Lord, and liberated soul. What's the difference between them and me? So, from the eternal true nature of the soul substance and its infinite attributes perspective, one does not have any difference with the liberated soul. Siddha Bhagwan is there, liberated souls are there who are in the eternal bliss, and here I am. They have soul substance and attributes. I have soul substance and attribute. Their soul substance and attributes are pure. So are mine. No difference. Okay? Then what's the difference? What perspective one does a difference with the liberated soul? From modal perspective, one has difference with the liberated soul. Remember, as we said, soul is made up of soul substance, infinite attributes within, and each attribute keeps on producing mode at a given time. So this mode coming at given time, which is extremely transient in nature. What is transient? It is so transient, it's called one samay. What is that one samay? One samay means blink of an eye. Innumerable time units pass by. Blink of an eye, innumerable time units pass by. And what is that innumerability means? Innumerability means 10 raised to 49 and beyond. Once again, 10 raised to 49 and beyond is called innumerable. And that many time units pass by in one blink of an eye. And in that one moment, one samay, one modification occurs from one attribute. So, liberated soul, they have the pure and pure and pure and pure and pure attributes coming. It will be coming for time infinite. Me right now has impure modification occurring. So I have impure modification and liberated soul has a pure modification. Each modification lasts for one samay. One samay means, as we say, very, very microscopic is a very puny word. It's teeny tiniest time unit, and that's only the difference between liberated soul and me. You mean that's only the difference? That's it? Yes, that's it. So then question comes, so how do I remove this modal difference? Right? That's an obvious question. Then Acharya Bhagwan, he is very smart. He says, whatever liberated souls did, you do the same thing and you will make the modal differences go away. I mean, he just doesn't give the answer right away. So, okay, so how do I remove this impurity in the mode? How did liberated souls remove the impurities in the mode? Well, soul consists of infinite attribute having indivisibility with the eternal soul substance. Siddha Bhagwan, liberated soul, he concentrated on this eternal true nature of the self. And impurities disappeared. And he obtained liberation. So, attention from alien objects of the universe, he took it away, redirected to the eternal soul, he obtained liberation. That's all he did. So, every substance of the universe is having infinite attributes. What do I get knowing this fact? I am substance. I'm one of the substance of the universe. And I'm having infinite attributes. So what do I know? What do I gain by knowing this kind of facts? As every substance is having infinite attributes, then there's no need for one to look at other substances. You have the same amount of attribute as me, and I have the same amount of attribute as this matter particle. Different types, but number-wise same. So if everything is the same attribute, an infinite attribute, if everybody is millionaire, is there any problem? Is there anything that I have to become jealous about anybody else? Yes, if I have $1 extra, then you are millionaire and I have million plus one, then there may be possibility for jealousy. But if everybody has same amount, there is no jealousy. There is no need to look at other substances and try to compare anything. There's nothing to compare. Everything is same. So when that happens, then I say, it's useless to look around, to fool around for no reason. So I start looking at myself. When I start looking at myself, then Acharya Bhagavan says, that's all we want you to do. Once you do that, that means you will obtain enlightenment. That's all it is, simple thing. So, when one takes refuge in the eternal true nature of the self, then one ends up with the righteousness. This is the sentence that when one takes refuge when I take refuge in my eternal true nature of the self, then I end up with the righteousness state. Dharmani shuruat. So, bhutarth ne asraye dharmani prapti. This is very important sentence because in Samaisar, and some of you are also part of the Samaisar class, which we do tomorrow, this stanza comes in Samaisar. That when I take refuge within my eternal self, then I get righteousness. That means I get enlightenment. That means I get supersensuous bliss. I get happiness from within, and that's it. So where is this? Which stanza in Samaisar is described? Samaisar stanza 11. The highly learned monk has said that conventional point of view is not right and absolute point of view is right. This is the subject that we won't touch right now because it's this sentence alone can take 10 to 12, 15 classes itself. Right now, conventional point of view is not right and absolute point of view is right. What is absolute point of view? To get engrossed within my true nature of self. What's a conventional point of view? To get engrossed in the alien objects of the universe. Right now, we will only keep that one in mind. And then when the time comes, we'll be going through extremely detail about those things. But right now, it's our beginner class, so we don't want to get bogged down with lots of nitty-gritty, teeny-tiny things. The living being, when takes refuge in the eternal nature of the self, then he ends up getting it. We are telling same thing again and again and again and again because Acharya Bhagavan says that since time infinite, since billions and trillions are also not the right word, but since infinite lives in the past, I have kept my refuge in the alien objects of the universe. Now is the time to look into my eternal soul substance. I have so much habit that just naturally I end up looking at the alien objects of the universe. So much so that even newborn child, when he's hungry, he will start crying, and when he's happy, he'll start smiling because of his previous. Who taught this young newborn child to cry? Why did the child never came out from a mother's womb with a smile on his face? Because he has this kind of attitude that he has created. He means me. So when we say he, means not somebody else, me. I have created that attitude that outside thing, my body is me, I'm the body, and that kind of attitude I have engraved in my psyche so much that even at birth I know that because I had a pain coming out from mother's womb, that I was suffering, my body was, that's why I started crying. Nobody taught the child to cry. So this is such an ingrained thing from within me that Acharya Bhagavan keeps on hitting to break that habit, to break that attitude from within me. And that's what I'm supposed to do. And that's why he keeps on repeating the same sentence again and again so that we just know it. For example, when I was born, I didn't know anything. They just named me as a Kirit, and everybody started saying Kirit, and I had no idea what's happening. And then I found out that, oh, when they say Kirit, nobody's paying attention, and they are looking at me. Could I be Kirit? So I started thinking, and then family member and the society kept on hammering. Now it has become my second nature. When I wake up in the morning, I don't have to look into the mirror and say, oh yeah, hey, I'm Kirit, remember, don't forget. Do I have to do that? It's second nature for me. I'm in deep sleep and somebody says Kirit and I will wake up. So same way, my habits are so deeply engraved within me that now I have to remove it. And I have to say, no, I'm the eternal soul substance. And body is my association. And that association of the body is given name of Kirit. I have to keep reminding myself and come to that conclusion. And that's why Acharya Bhagavan really works very hard on us. He knows that we are a seasoned criminals. And it will take time. But he says, no problem. I know it's possible to improve. And so this prisoner will escape one day and he will become free. Okay, so how come ignorant soul has no righteousness state so far? अज्ञानी को धर्म की प्राप्ति क्यों नहीं है? How come ignorant soul is called non-righteous person? Well, because physical body is having form and soul is formless. Two separate things. Next, body is matter, soul is consciousness. Second thing, hold it. Don't get confused right now. Third, body is with association, soul has no association. Body is mortal, soul is immortal. Body cannot see or perceive, soul does. Body is perceived with senses, soul perceives with super senses. Body is external alien substance, soul is internal self-reality. What happens here? Ignorant soul has belief, knowledge, and conduct of the unity with these contrasting things. And that's the reason that he did not realize his true nature of the self so far. How come I don't get enlightenment? Because on these facts, I made the contrasting things and I made them associated. And I just thought that, physical body is me. So that kind of thing, body and me as a soul are same. That kind of attitude I have since time infinite, when I was in the lowest form of life, Nigod, or now I'm 5 sense sentient being, or in between 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, whatever, all the life, I kept on thinking, body is me, body is me, body is me. The lowest possible form of life called nigod, it is an extremely minuscule amount of knowledge. The shining of the knowledge is extremely minuscule, and rest of the knowledge is kind of a hidden. Within that knowledge also, that living being thinks that body is me. And so I also think body is me. 3 days back, I had a diarrhea problem, and I was upset because body is me. How come I cannot think that, hey, that happens to the body, and I'm the soul substance? They are all entirely separate thing. Body is doing body's work, and your soul is no, because body is me. Body is me. I'm the body. That kind of attitude, that's why I do not get righteousness state. That means my attention from body cannot be redirected to the soul substance because of my old habits. As we said, I'm the seasoned criminal. That I don't want to learn anything new. So Acharya Bhagavan says, please look at it. Help me out once. Srimad Rajchandra ji say, listen, since time infinite, your attention is drawn to the alien objects of the universe, right? Yes. One samay, remember that one samay, blink of an eye? One samay, you look within. And I assure you, you will get enlightenment. And if you don't get it, I will give it to you. I give you guarantee. So this kind of challenge is our guru they are giving us. They are holding our hands. They have the most delicate heart to help us out. And at the same time, they are also very strict in telling us that I'm wrong. He doesn't feel bad about telling me the fact. So what's the reason for obtaining liberation? Well, I'm with infinite pure attribute, and these attributes are indivisibility with his own eternal true nature of the self. When taking refuge in it is only the remedy to obtain liberation. I want to have samyak darshan. I want to have right faith. I want to have enlightenment. I want to have liberation. I want to have omniscience. All these things means same thing, means bring your attention to your inner being. How difficult it could be. Acharya Bhagavan made it so simple for all of us to know this kind of things. And if I don't follow this one, whom to blame? No one but me. And that's what I'm doing since time infinite. And in my ignorance, if I don't wake up from this slumber of ignorance, I will continue doing the same thing, wandering in the transmigratory cycle, taking birth and death and everything. Somebody can say, wait a second, how come you are trying to make me miserable by this kind of thing? Well, remember, transmigratory cycle means birth and death, that's pain. Why? Well, when I was born, I don't remember how much pain I was going through and everything. Okay. But am I experiencing the death of the other people right in front of me right now? Yes. Right now in our Phoenix, as we know, the 36-year-old, only the son of the parents, died. Massive pulmonary embolism. How much pain pain to the patient, pain to the parents, pain to the community, pain to anybody who hears that news. So birth and death, they are the painful things. And transmigratory cycle, I keep on taking birth and death forever. And because of that thing, I am suffering. I need to get out of this cycle. How can I do it? Nothing to be done. Just understand. I have to look within. That's all I have to do. Acharya Bhagavan keeps on telling those things to us. So now, people will say, you give all these things, but where are the scriptural references and everything? We believe the scripture. We don't believe whatever is presented and everything. And so there are scriptural references are there. If somebody is interested, they can just go through those things. The Tattvad Sutra is the most respected scripture in any Jain in this world. And that chapter first and the first verse itself says right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, and unity of all those three things is called path to the liberation. Samyak Darshan is the first one. Samyak Darshan means right faith. What is right faith? I have wrong faith right now. My faith is directed to the alien objects of the universe. Right faith is redirecting my faith to the internal, my eternal true self. Once I do that, there's a path to the liberation. The very first chapter, first verse, Acharya Umaswati ji, close to 2,000 years back, he wrote down that one. Then the other references are there. Pravachansar reference is there. Niyamsar is there. Samesa stanza 156 are there. All those things are there. Plus there are more. Ratnakant Savakachar has those things. Chedala scripture also has this kind of things. So all these things are available. So those are the things. References are there. If anybody is interested, you can go through it. Only the reason we are giving these references in the sense different acharya, different guru, different enlightened monks at different times of the time cycle that they have said same thing. There is a saying that hundreds of enlightened persons will show fact, and that will be one fact only. And me, as an ignorant being, has 100 different opinions, and I'll keep on changing those opinions all the time. These are different people that we looked at it. It's Chedala author, Ratnakant Savakachar author, and Samaisar author, and all those things, Umaswati, everybody said the same thing. That we have experienced our soul by directing our attention to the eternal soul substance. You do the same, you will obtain it. They just say those things, they walk out. They have no part of it. They don't wait to see whether I follow them or not. They don't care about it. They just say, this is a path. You want to be happy? You go for it. You don't want to go for it? It's your problem, not mine. So those are the things are there. Now, how do I get right faith and remove the wrong faith? Same thing again and again. What is it? My attention from physical body types of alien attachment, I have to give it up and look into my eternal soul. My association with the body is since time infinite in the past. And so when we talk alien objects, mainly it will just show physical body. As we say, the lowest form of life, Nigod cell. Nigod cell is the one, now hang on to your thought process right now. Nigod means what? What scripture says, that's what I'm presenting. It just says on the top of a needle, you take a piece of a potato and you analyze, there are innumerable cells are there. Remember, innumerable, as we talked before. Innumerable cells are there. And in one cell, there are infinite amount of lowest form of life called nigod. Wait a second. These are all oxymoron. I mean, you get somebody say it and you just keep on telling and you just keep on blabbering about. Wait a second. Science has proven. What did science prove so far? Science has said that one cell has a one nucleus and that is one life. But at the same time, science also came out, medical science came out, that the common cold virus, simple common cold virus, in one cell, many viruses can live. So we have the scientific proof also that in one cell, more than one thing can live. So Acharya Bhagavan says, so what? We are talking this one since time infinite. Now you proved. So I had my professor was there in a medical school, Dr. Kothari, he was a surgeon, and he used to say, seeing is believing, because he was a surgeon. So each time you give a patient to him, he'll just open it up and say, oh, now I know that there's appendix or whatever. So science is seeing is believing. And he says, you have the faith and you believe, because this infinite amount of living being, only omniscient Lord can perceive. And so he had compassion and he just let us know about it. So this kind of living being in that cell, infinite living being, one more thing I'm going to throw it in as long as we are talking in that. One cell, number one, pin, top of the pin, there's a teeny tiny piece of a potato. There are innumerable cells are there. Each cell is an infinite lowest form of life. Now, until now, infinite souls got liberated. In the future, infinite souls will be liberated. So those are the past, present, and future. There'll be infinite liberated souls will be there. This cell having also infinite living being means they are infinite times those liberated souls. Does it make sense? How many cells are, how many living beings are there in the teeny tiny things? Those living beings also having the teeny tiniest shining of the knowledge, they believe body is mind, body is mind, body is mind. And they take birth 18 times in 1 second. Ek saans mein 8-10 baar. That's a sentence comes in the scripture. So ultimately, in 1 second, 18 times they're born and dying. And still they think that body is mine. I'm also thinking body is mine. So these are the things that we are attached, living beings are attached with their physical body, and they have that oneness with that physical body. Since time infinite in the past and now, and Acharya Bhagavan says, that's why I'm working on you to tell you that get out of this wrong faith. Body is mine, that kind of attitude, you take it away. Let's presume right now, well, over here the weather is fantastic right now, you know. But let's say New York, New Jersey, you guys are shivering to, you know, bone chill is there, right? That's a body having the things. The naked monks, Digambar naked monks, I have seen them in the coldest of the cold, no clothes, no shivering, no misery, nothing. Because they had taken attention away from the body, physical body. Cold feels, physical body is feeling cold. I am the soul substance. So why should I have to separate? So they have separated, and that's why those are the things one has to do it. Hottest of the hot, or highest of the rainy season, or coldest of the cold, they just remain in their meditative phase and they ignore their physical body. So ultimately, I have to create those kind of attitude to stay away from my physical body. So right now, for example, little ailment occurs to me, little cold occurs to me, little diarrhea occurs to me. That is my tasting phase. Do I become nervous or just say it's a bodily function? So I try to learn little bit detachment, and this kind of minor inconveniences teaches me so that next bigger problem comes. Okay, so heart problem occurs, bypass surgery occurs. So what? After 60, 65, if I don't get bypass surgery, who can get it? You want 30-year-old kid to get bypass surgery? So I accept those kind of things. Okay, now comes the difficult part, that cancer is there. And now, end of the life is coming. Okay, so minor inconvenience of the life, gradually it prepares me if I know from the right perspective. Otherwise, people can keep on crying and blaming whole world and this and that. Well, look at that guy. He smokes like chimney and nothing happens. And I didn't do anything. I do exercise. I do this. I care for my eating habits and everything. And still, why you're crying? Accept it. Why don't you learn how to accept it and make your life easy? So these are the things that we will learn from this kind of thing. When it's been said that only by directing attention to eternal true nature, one ends up getting right faith, then one should not perform austerity, charity, auspicious activity, right? See, the student is very smart. And he wants to make sure that there is nothing gets out of the way. So I'm performing austerity. I'm doing your fasting right now. Fasting for 1 day, fasting for 2 days, fasting for 8 days, fasting for 30 days, fasting for 6. So I'm doing those austerity type of thing. I'm doing charity. I have whatever money I have, I'm just giving in donations and everything. And all this auspicious activity, I don't have to perform, right? He is looking easy way out because he doesn't want to do austerity. He doesn't want to give charity. What he says, well, I'm the eternal true self, and I'm just going to direct my attention to myself. And so all this austerity and charity, everything is physical thing, and I'm not physical thing. So I don't want to do all the things. Okay, that's true. That austerity is a part of the bodily action. Charity is a money that you earn, that you are just separating it to just give it away. I don't want to do those things, and that's why I bring the religion in this one. Then I have to bring the same principle in all the facts of my life. For example, the very first day I opened my medical practice, knowing for sure that there won't be any patients coming for several days. In fact, when I came to Phoenix in July 1980, and I was on call, and I was carrying the beeper, and beeper never buzzes. There's no message coming. And every 1 hour, every hour, every half an hour, I call answering service. Hey, is there any message for me? Is there any message for me? And the girl said, ultimately, Dr. Gosalia, if there is a message coming, right away we are going to page you. For several days, there was no message coming. But still, I went to work 8 o'clock morning to 5 o'clock evening, sitting on the table, knowing that if I'm not there, if I'm not sitting, no patient will come. If I'm sitting there, patient may come. Here, same thing. Austerity, charity, they are negative thing. I don't have to do. It's a physical thing, and it's alien objects and everything. Why should I perform? No, you cannot take easy way out. So Acharya Bhagwan, he's very smart also. If I'm smart, he's smarter than me. So what he says, in the first spiritual development state, first Gunthanak, the inquisitive soul ends up with study of scripture, it's repeated thinking, contemplation, listening to the discourses, worshipping, conducting charitable activity, etc. types of auspicious activity are performed in this state, in the first Gunsthana, first spiritual development state. So what's the first spiritual development state? It's a state in which I have my faith directed to alien objects of the universe, which I'm doing since time infinite till now. So that's called first spiritual development state. Wait a second, how can that be spiritual development state? Because I'm the spirit, I'm the consciousness. Only thing, my priorities are screwed up. And so my priority, I'm directing my consciousness to alien objects. But it's a conscious nature. This pen doesn't think. I'm the thing. I can think about it. And so that's why it's called first spiritual development state. And in that one, what is my activity? I'm the inquisitive soul, and I'm doing all these kind of things. I want to make sure that I'm not going about the time and everything. Almost a couple of minutes are remaining. Yeah, okay. Let's finish this line. Till one obtains right faith, he should continue with his auspicious deed. Isn't it true? See, now we already we opened up the window that, yeah, you have to do some spiritual, you have to do scriptural reading and all this kind of things and everything. So those are the auspicious things. That means I have to do all those auspicious things, right? Acharya Bhagavan again is smarter than me. What he says? One and one aim is to obtain right faith. So all the activities need to be directed to achieve this noble cause only. My ultimate aim, no matter what I do I do charity? Yes. Do I do austerity? Yes. Do I do worshipping? Yes. Do I do spiritual? Whatever you do, but ultimate aim is to obtain the noble cause, and that means I have to direct my attention to my eternal soul substance. I have to learn to do those things. If I don't understand, I don't make the attempt, how do I get engrossed within my eternal soul? So one should not wander away from this narrow vision. Aim should not get diluted. So first thing first is to obtain right faith. Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami, he was been asked question that, sir, that as you are saying in your lectures, that possibly three things soul can do. It can be either it can stay in the innate state, its own natural state, or it can be doing auspicious activity, or can do inauspicious activity. Three things only soul can do. And think about it. What did I do since morning till now? You think about it. Either I did inauspicious activity or I did auspicious activity. And ultimately, third thing is an innate form in which attention directed to the eternal soul substance, which I have not done. Because if I have done, that means I have enlightenment. That means I'm on the path to the liberation. So the student asked, I don't have my innate. I don't have experience of my innate state right now. So two things are there: inauspicious and auspicious. So I don't like to do inauspicious activity. Shall I do auspicious activity? That's a question he's asking. Remember, our enlightened teachers are smarter than everybody else. He said, yes, son, I understand that you don't have innate state. You don't want to do bad activities. But rather than doing good activity, what I tell you is do all your effort to achieve innate state. Remember, let's make it clear again. I don't want to do bad things. I'm not in the pure state of soul. So I have not directed to my attention to my soul substance. So third thing remains is doing auspicious activity. He says, I'm not giving importance to auspicious activity. Your aim is all the time to get the narrow vision of getting right faith here. Now, for that thing, if you have to do auspicious activity, do it, perform it, but don't give importance to that. I woke up in the morning, I went to bathroom, I did my prayers, I took a shower, I went to temple. All those things I did, right? Now, do I keep on saying, hey, you know what? I woke up today. I went to bathroom today. No, it's so routine. So routine that I don't have to remember. Same way, all the auspicious activity we perform, we don't have to give any importance to that. It is but natural. It should be my second nature doing those kind of things. So ultimately, my aim is to get the right faith. These are the things that we have to think about it. Only the thing by knowing soul substance. We have not touched anything else except knowing the soul as an eternal soul substance. These are the benefits I'm getting it. So think about it. Excuse me. If I get benefit by doing this one, how much benefit will I get if I understand it better? So that should be our aim. Any questions so far?
Kirtan was really important, but you talked about infinite. You talked about Sukhayana, Asankhya, and you said today.
Innumerable.
Yeah, today you said the definition was 10 to the 49. In the past, we said it was 10 to 29. So I was just curious.
You're right, and I knew when I was talking that somebody's going to ask questions, and yes. Yeah, I was in Devlali, and I was in Shibir there, and Pandit Sanjeev Godha, he is a super expert in this subject, and he said 10 raised to 49, and I said, Sanjeevji, what about 10 raised to 29? He said 10 raised to 29 is a total amount of human being in the universe. Total amount of human being in the universe is 10 raised to 29, but he said that from time perspective, when we consider, it has to be 10 raised to 49. And there is a reference in one of the scripture, Dawla, I think, not Dawla. In fact, I just saw it yesterday. I'll send it in the email, the reference and the whole thing, how they came back with the 10 raised to 49 thing, okay?
Cool, thanks.
You're continuing to work. That's good. Very nice. I'm so proud of you. Very good. Yes. Go ahead. Other questions? I think somebody was trying to say something, right? No? Okay. If not, then we'll be doing closing over here, okay? जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ ढोक 9 times नमो का मंत्र नमो रंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आनंद नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरियंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आनंद नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आर्यण नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आनंद नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आर्यण नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरियंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आर्यण नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरियंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आर्यण नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम नमो अरंताण नमो सिद्धाण नमो आर्यण नमो जम नमो लय सौषाणम. जय जिनेन्द्र.
Okay, Jinendra.
Jai Janendra.
Jai
Thank you for doing this for us.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Enjoy your vacation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a great time. I mean, I can make you feel all jealous. You know, really, really.